going live, and you're going to start seeing the students. So I'm going to go put the mic on mute. Hi, guys. I'm back. Sorry, 3 o'clock on the money. I usually try to log in a little bit quicker. I'm going to put the mic on mute for a second for those of you who can hear me. Yes, I took you off speaker because I was giving Sherry some direction a little bit. Sorry about that. How was your break, everybody? Hey, so I had to help my grandparents move today. I don't think I can do that's no problem. Just send in what you can. Not a problem. You're getting the hour credit for being on live. I'm going to let your fingers do some resting. I should get thumbs up on the YouTube.
You're on mute.
No. The mute, well, when you do the mute.
Oh.
Yeah. So when they hear me, because there's that delay, and that's why those delays come through.
Interesting. Okay.
So, yay. So I'm going to let your fingers just relax for a minute and let you try and answer these questions that state board questions. These are going to be tougher. There's 65 of them. I'm going to hold up the question instead of reading it. Sherry was so kind to type this up. Yay, Sherry. And she typed these up for us under physiology and histology. Now, the A, B, C, and D, I didn't have her put that down. So y'all are going to try to answer it. How's that sound? I was going to ask the same. Oh, that's okay. Just turn in what you've got, Jessica. Totally understand. Okay, here we go. We better get started since we have 65 of these. But I will tell you that last assignment I gave you is easy. All you have to do is put answers. So Brianna's like, yeah, thank you. Yeah, a lot of people like it when it's typed up. Okay, we're going to start with number 1. Why is UVB radiation also known as a burning ray? Okay. If it's known as a burning ray, just tell me what is that hold on, I'm trying to do this without giving you all, this question's too long, but so this is number 1. Why is UVB radiation also known as burning rays? UV wavelengths cause burning of the skin as well as cancer. A, UVB radiation burns paper, burns wood, or causes premature aging. That's a really tricky one. And it's good that we're going over it. UVB radiation is known as the burning ray because it causes cancer. So in the chat box, I'm Oh, pooey, pooey. Yes, I was muted. Oh my gosh.
Time.
Here we go. Sorry. I was on a roll, had the paper up and talking away.
No.
Okay, let's start that question over. What is not an element of the acid mantle? Okay.
You're good now.
So the acid mantle is the pH of the skin. That's the 4.5 to the 5.5, that nice little barrier that we get that protects our skin from bacteria and all that wonderful stuff. So we know it's comprised of three things. I talked about this on the first day. Sweat is one. Can y'all tell me the others? The other three answers that you could give me. Well, we know that there's lipids. Remember I told you about the glycolipids that live in between the layers of the skin? So we have lipids and we have sweat. Now, y'all tell me, would it be blood or sebum? Use some common sense here. What's secreting outside the skin? Sweat is secreting out of the skin. What else? Oil. So is oil also called sebum? Yes. So oil. So those three things make up the acid mantle or the barrier. It's the sebum, the sweat, and the lipids. So blood is not the answer. Perfect. All right, next question. If we don't get to all of them, we can do some more in the morning. Am I going too fast and rushy rush? 3. What causes, and those of you logging in, you don't have to write. I just want you to listen, chat when you can.
But if you're just logging in, let us know.
Yeah. And I was muted for a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, what causes?
She wants to know.
Oh,
what are you writing these?
No, you don't have to write them unless you just want to. I'm letting y'all have a pencil break. Isn't that nice of me? I want a cookie, I guess. She puts, never mind.
Oh,
okay. What causes injured skin to restore itself to the normal thickness? So, this is a question that y'all might want to jot down. Someone can write it in the chat box for me because I didn't go over this one. So, let's see if y'all could guess. What causes injured skin to restore to normal thickness? Hyperproduction of cells, gentle massage, or Botox? Hyperproduction of cells, gentle massage, or Botox? What do you think? Out of those, very good. Hyperproduction of cells. So that's going to allow the skin to resume to its normal thickness after injury. So, okay. I like that, number 1. I like that. Okay, next question. What are the items in the dermis that respond to touch, pain, cold, heat, and pressure? So I'm going to read the answers to you, the selective answers that you can choose from. Would that be the sebaceous glands, sensory nerve endings, or pituitary gland? Items in the dermis that respond to touch, pain, cold, heat, and pressure. A, sebaceous glands. B, sensory nerve endings, or pituitary gland. Perfect, sensory. Now we call those sensory nerves tactile. Remember, they're called tactile corpuscles. Or sensory nerves. You see how they sort of use those interchangeably. Okay, what are most abundant in the fingertips as opposed to the parts of the body? Easy one. Is it red blood cells, white blood cells, or sensory nerve fibers? Abundant in the fingertips is going to be the sensory nerves again. And remember, the sensory nerves are known as the Meissner's corpuscles in the fingertips. What is the average internal temperature of the body? We don't even need to spend much time on this one. We know that it's 98.6. You don't even have to write the answer down in the chat because I know you know it. Or at least I hope you do. Okay, we got 2 questions here. We'll start with the first one. Number 6. Why does the body perspire? I'm going to give you 3 answers. Overheating, dehydration, or overhydration. So if I start to perspire, again, why is that happening? Overheating, dehydration, overhydration. Overheating, yay, Chloe. Oh, I keep looking over here.
Wait, no, number 8 was on that too. So
Oh,
some of them
right.
have 2.
That's right. That's fine. Perfect. We don't mind that we say paper. What are follicles? Okay, the answers are sweat gland opening or tube-like opening in the dermis. Is it a sweat gland opening or a tube-like opening in the epidermis?
Okay.
Very good. Tube-like. Woo! Nice. You see how it's tricky?
Good, good, good.
I know. And remember, if y'all want to take pictures of my screen, you can. Then you have these questions. So the ones that are hard, take a picture of the screen so you have it and you can memorize it and add it to your notes. Okay, we are on number 9. What is not a compound in the body from which free radicals take electrons? What is not a compound in the body from which free radicals take electrons? We didn't cover this that much, but the answer is sebum. Can someone chat this question in the chat box, please, and answer sebum? What is not a compound in the body from which a free radical take electrons? So electrons are taken from lipids, DNA, and protein, but not sebum. Is glycation on here? Oh, okay. What is glycation? We talked about.
So behind. That's okay.
Oh, that's okay, Vicki. We're just reviewing. These are the State Board multiple choice questions for this chapter is what we're doing. Okay, number 10. What is glycation? All right, I'm going to give you the answers. Is it fibrous connective tissue made from protein? Is it white blood cells that have enzymes to digest and kill bacteria? Or is it a binding of protein molecules to a glucose molecule? Is it a fibrous connective tissue? No, that's elastin and collagen. Is it a white blood cell that has an enzyme to digest and kill bacteria? No, that's a lymphocyte. So yes, it is a binding protein that attaches to a glucose molecule, glycation. So that's when these people eat too many carbs, it attaches it, your body goes, ugh, and it drags. That's glycation. And remember, we said glycation is the first step in aging. So no sleep, too many carbs, running on empty, no nutrition, glycation equals aging. All right. What are hair papillae? Okay. Is the papillae, I'm going to give you 2 answers. Is it a cone-shaped elevation at the base of the follicle, or is it an ingrown hair? Papillae. Is it a cone-shaped elevation at the base of the follicle, or is it an ingrown hair? Perfect. Yep. So the cone shape is also the papilla or the papillae, and that is at the base of the follicle. So it's not an ingrown hair. We weren't even talking about ingrown hairs. Okay, good, Vicki. I like when you just put cone. That works.
I like it.
I know what you're talking about. Okay, we are on number 12. Where in the body is hyaluronic acid found? Is it found in the hair, skin, kidney, or liver? Hopefully this one's easy for you. Hyaluronic acid. So we naturally make hyaluronic acid, but remember I told you that serum that we can put on, that I put on my face, that goes in there and it goes, yay, collagen, yay, elastin. So it's found in the skin. It's not in the kidney and all that stuff. These questions should kind of scare you because it's like, oh, when you see this, we just talked about it, but it's so much to remember. I mean, look at this one. 13. What is hydrolytic film? And only thing you want to answer on this one is it salt water? Is it oil water balance? Well, let me give you the two really good answers because we know it's not salt water. I'm just going to peel that one off. Okay. Is the hydrolytic film, is it an oil water balance that damages or an oil water balance that protects? Ooh. Hydrolytic. Does it balance the skin or damage the skin? Yes, perfect. I patted it there for those of you taking notes that you might want to jot it down. Okay, this is number 14. Number 14. What is the fiber protein found in hair, skin, and nails? Easy. I'm not even gonna tell you what the multiple choice answers are. That's so easy. Keratin. Let's move on. Here we go. Another easy one. See how we had some hard ones and now we have some easy ones? Looky here. What is the acid mantle? Well, come on, guys. We know what that is. That's our barrier. That's our protective layer. It's acid balanced. It's a 4.5 to a 5.5. Moving on. These easy ones, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. You should know it. Shame on you if you don't. I'm kidding. Okay. Number 16. Where in the body are the coiled structures known as apocrine glands found? Okay, remember when we talked about apocrine and eccrine? Those are sweat glands. Both of the sweat glands are found where? Well, if you can believe this, one of the answers is mouth and nostrils. I mean, come on. This is when you don't want to go in and just pick any answer because you're going to get this so wrong. So mouth and nostrils? No. Underarms and genital areas? Maybe. Eyes and ears? No. Lower back and inner knees? No. So this is the genitalia and the underarms that has that milky apocrine gland. Is the apocrine gland duck or ductless? Do y'all remember? Okay, number 17. Now roast the answer. Perfect, Chloe. All right. Number 17. What is the result of the contraction of the erector pili muscle? What are you going to get when you have the erector pili muscle working? When that erector pili muscle is working, it doesn't work on our eyebrows. It doesn't work on our eyelashes. The shivers. I like it. The goose flesh. Let me see what the answers were. The different. Oh, y'all, they give a really nasty one. I'm not even going to say it. Remember how I told you I'm really modest. Oh Lord, this one's. I mean, why would they even put this? I'm going to just show y'all. Can y'all even read it? Look at that. That is terrible. What state would say that? Crazy people. It's goosebumps, for goodness sakes. Say it. No, Vicky. I know, say it. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is gross. Okay, here we go. Number 18. See what you do when you come over here? I don't act like this unless you're around. Okay, number 18. What does the skin's barrier function protect us from in addition to irritation? Does it protect us from hypopigmentation or intercellular water loss? Okay, so the barrier function, that means the acid mantle. What is it, besides irritation, does it protect us from hypopigmentation or intercellular water loss? That's a tough one. Intercellular water loss. Maybe we should write that one down, huh? Let me just put it in the little chat box. What does the skin's barrier function protect us from? Water loss. And that darn intercellular word. Why do they have to do that to us, right? Okay, moving on.
That's what threw me.
Oh, I know.
Intercellular.
Intercellular. The intercellular matrix. That's all this stuff going on. Intercellular inside the cells. Woo. Okay. All right, number 19. Here we go. What are ceramides? Some people pronounce it ceramides. I'm going to give you 2 answers because the other 2 sound really ridiculous and it wouldn't be it. So naturally, there's one of 2 answers. Is it a glycolipid or a hydrolipid? If you have never heard me say a word and you have never written it down, more than likely it is not a word. Okay? What are ceramides? Is it glycolipid or hydrolipid? Glycolipids. Nice, Jessica. Okay, next one. What is collagen? I'm going to give you 2 answers out of 4. Is it hardened keratinocyte or a fibrous tissue of protein? Well, a hardened keratinocyte is hair, hooves, feathers, and nails. So it is a fibrous tissue from protein. Look how much y'all learned in just a short little time. Woohoo! Okay, what are corneocytes? That's an easy one. Can you believe that they ask you, one of the answers is a comedone? Well, a comedone is a blackhead, and we haven't even talked about that. So that's not it. So is a corneocyte, it's one of 2 things. Is it a hardened keratinocyte or a softened keratinocyte? A corneocyte? I want a collagen tree and money tree in my backyard. Me too, Vicki. It's hardened. Very, very good. Hardened keratinocyte. Nice. All right. I do not like the next 2 questions. Hold on. This McAfee wants me to upgrade my computer. Okay, here we go. I'm going to skip the next 2 because they do not pertain to our chapter. And I'm going to go to number 24. Okay, 24. What protects the surface of the skin? Okay, I'll give you a couple answers. Is it the pituitary gland or the sebaceous gland? Now, reading that, you would think, okay, pituitary gland, that sounds good. But the pituitary gland, as we get into the systems of the body, you will learn that that is a gland for hormones, okay? So this question is, what protects the surface of the skin? Well, if we didn't have sebum and oil and have the sebaceous gland, we would have dried up, we would just be shriveling up like a little prune. 25. What are guard cells of the immune system that sense unrecognized foreign invaders, such as bacteria? We talked about these. Can you think of that strange word that we talked about? It recognized that foreign invader and it goes in there like a lymphocyte. Another term for it would be a lymphocyte or a macrophage or a mast cell. Well, the answers are either germinativum, lucidum, integumentary production cells, or Langerhans. So remember, the Langerhans cell is an immunity cell. It goes in there and it goes, ooh, and so does the mast cell, and so does the macrophage. So it's a Langerhans. Are y'all having fun yet? We're at 24 minutes. Going good. 26. What is the oil that provides protection for the epidermis from the external factor that lubricates both the skin and the hair? Is that oil? I'm going to give you 2 answers that would make sense, or that would be subjective. Is it lymph or is it sebum? Oh. Is it lymph or sebum? So what is that oil that protects the epidermis and lubricates? Good job. Sebum. And sebum is oil. If you didn't know. This is about the hour we all get kind of, right? We're all in that downhill slope. It's almost 5 o'clock.
Yeah, my 3:30 does that.
Right. 27. What is the common name for the stratum corneum? The stratum corneum, remember, is our outermost layer. And remember that word I don't like to write? Oh, golly. Here we go again. Remember that little horny toad I talked about? Well, we either have that word or we have the spiny or the granular or the clear. So the common name for the stratum corneum is, I'll just type it and not say it. All right. So that's an extra little term, and I never taught it to y'all because I don't think the word is very nice. Okay, 28. What is true of the stratum corneum? I'll give you I'll give you 2 answers. Is it the outermost layer or innermost layer? Stratum corneum. Outermost or innermost? That would be 2 of the ABC choices. Alexis, you laughing at me? I just, these medical terms for body and yucky stuff. No. Okay, good. Outermost. Nice. See, if you hadn't done this chapter with me, you actually would not be able to answer any of these questions. If you saw this question right now, poor little Ashley, if she's on right now, she's like probably going, what in the world? I mean, you look at this word germinativum and you're just like, what? Now, what's another term for the germinativum layer? Remember, you're so well educated now, it's the basal layer. So this question is number 29. What is the common name of the stratum germinativum? Well, I just gave you the answer. Basal or basal. And it can be spelled with an E on the end or without an E on the end. Nice. You would not know this if you hadn't been present and been working so hard this week. Number 30. Where in the skin is the stratum germinativum located? I'm going to give you I'm going to give you the answers. I'm going to give you the selection of answers. Below papillary, below hypodermis, above papillary. Those are the 3 of the 4 choices. Below papillary, above epidermis, or above papillary. I like your answer a whole lot more, Vicki. Good, Ashley. I'm proud of you. So it is below the papillary. It's in the dermis. Okay, so it's the 5th layer. It's the living. It's where mitosis and melanin production are going. Oh, no worries, Samantha. We are simply reviewing these questions. You can look back at it because, they're a doozy. But they should prove to you how very well educated you are now. Y'all get a diploma from this chapter. Let me just tell you. Okay, Sherry's shaking her head. She remembers because we like to do practical. We like to do lashes and we like to do nails and we like to do color and we like to do curling iron and stuff. And y'all get a diploma for this. Okay, 31. What is the common name of the stratum granulosum? Is it the clear layer, granular, or spiny? Granulosum, is it clear? Is it spiny? Or is it granular? Come on now. Good job. All right, number 32. These are state board questions, Sam, just so you know, that come directly from the multiple choice that you would see or encounter on your test. So it's very evident y'all have learned y'all's material well. Number 32. What forms the cells in the stratum granulosum that resemble granulars? So what are those little cells that are in that stratum granulosum that show like a granule? Is it collagen? Is it keratin? elastin, or melanin. So remember we talked about the granulosum layer was a little more plump, and then as it's those other layers that start to get really thin toward the top. So this is kind of plump, so you can see these granulars in there, and it's keratin. Woo! It's keratin granulars in the granulosum that are filtering around. It's that protein that's forming, and it's living right in there, and it's dying off as it gets into corneocytes, hardened keratin. Oh, we are not writing them down, honey. Y'all are just listening. I'm letting y'all have a pencil break. Everybody's just listening and participating with their little fingertips, all right? So no writing. 33. What is the common name for the stratum corneum? Oh, gosh, here we go again. You would think they'd like to say the outermost skin. Again, this is that. All right. Did you love that Khan Academy one? Yes. And it was such a different perspective, wasn't it? It was so neat because it shows those layers like this, and it was a different visual. I loved it too. I am so glad to hear that y'all enjoyed that. I really am. Again, guys, all of this darn stuff, the only way you can really drink it is to hear it and to hear it and to write it and to draw it and to watch it and to hear it. It's just it's really what a person has to do. So y'all can go back to your wonderful notes right before you take that written exam, and poof, y'all will just pass it with flying colors, and you'll be so proud when you get like a 95 or 100 and not a 69 or a 50 or a 71. You'll be like, yes. Okay, 34. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for we're moving along. It's we're at 32 minutes. Okay, 34. What is the other name for the subcutaneous layer of the skin? So there's 4 of them. And I'm going to just go ahead and chat them again. We have the adipose. We have the subcutaneous. We have the hypodermis. Thank you, Sam. And the subcutaneous. So there are actually 4. So I'm not even going to tell you the selections because one of them is on there. The others are weird. Wouldn't even make sense. 35. What part of the skin provides a protective cushion and energy storage for the body? The other day, Alexis Cisneros said, yeah, energy. The fat gives energy. So what is it? Again, it's the same one we just did, the adipose, subcutaneous, hypodermis, adipose. Or I think I said that, subcutaneous. All right. 36 is just another repeat of the same question, but in a different form. But I will tell you the 4 answers that State Board would, the selections. What's another name? Acidic tissue, alkaline tissue, adipose tissue, or erector tissue. So when you just think of the word subcutaneous, you can imagine staring at that question going, if you didn't know what subcutaneous was, you might select acidic or alkaline or erector tissue. I don't know. If you didn't study, you wouldn't know, right? See how this is where they're logged in? Mm. So I'm at my ratio. Mm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how you can tell. Okay, so 37. What are the glands that excrete perspiration, regulate body temperature, and detoxify the body? Now, there are 2 different terms, and they are using, let me give you the selections. They give us sudoriferous, thyroid, hyperthyroid, and pituitary. So they don't give us the oil gland, and they don't give us the apocrine. So which the apocrine is the one that does sweat, but it is ductless, and it is a sweat gland, but it gives that milky smell, odor thing. Where this one regulates the body temperature, secreting on the outside of the skin where it has a duct. And that's why it's called the sudoriferous, also known as the sweat sudoriferous. Good. Okay, 38. What cells identify, hold on, molecules that have foreign peptides and help. Okay, now here's the clincher is right here. We studied this. You wrote this in your notes. Help to regulate the immunity. These guys go in and they tell the macrophage, they tell the lymphocyte, the Langerhans. They go in there and they talk. These things talk to these guys and say, "Get going." This one's a tough one because we went over yesterday at the last hour, and I know y'all were dragging and tired because I was too. So these guys. There you go, Chloe. Nice. Oh, that's good, Jessica. That's a good way. So these guys, these T cells, they go in there and they go, okay, lymphocytes, okay, Langerhans, mast cells, let's get going. Yes, Lauren, right before, right when you're exiting the course, and girl, you're going to be so good. You might even go through this chapter again. Wouldn't that be fun? Repeat all this? I hate pronouncing this next word. I'm so bad at it. Telangiectasia. And I've probably been saying it wrong all these years. I like to just show them the word. Yeah. Okay, 39. I'm showing now the word. Telangiectasia. Telangiectasia. There we go. Okay. This is where we have those broken capillaries. Remember the feet, and that these can result into large blood vessels. So we don't want to break them with pressure on the face. We want to make sure we're not using the steamer around people's nose or on the forehead or something where they have these little broken veins. Steamer's going to dilate that blood, that capillary, and burst them. We don't want pressure on those legs and ankles when we do the massage and stuff. They also call this cupra skin. I'll go ahead and type that in the box for the estheticians.
Causes the damage. Capillary?
Yeah.
Not aging.
Right.
I guess that's not a direct.
I know, Lauren. Don't you worry, girl. It is a lot, though. But that's why you got to come do practical, because you can get off of this for a little while and just kind of do both. Have your cake and eat it, too. That's what this whole hybrid learning is about. Number 40. What causes transepidermal water loss? Okay, I want you to think about this. Transepidermal water loss. Remember, its acronym is T. Hold on, I always have to type it. There we go. Transdermal water loss. TBWL. There we go. Transdermal water loss. Now that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I have this open container right here of water, and it sits for a day or two, and it starts, it's up here, and then the next, I come back 2 weeks later and it's here. What causes that? And so it's not going to be perspiration.
Right.
It's not sweat. What happens? One time I left a gallon of milk in a car for an entire. Good, yes. Jessica Cardenas. There we go. Now y'all got it. Woo!
Yeah.
So that is evaporation. One time I left a sealed bottle jug of milk in a car in August, like 120 degrees or 80 degrees inside that car. Didn't drive that car for a week because I rode with Randy. The lid, now we just have the one car. So we had it tight, okay? The lid tight. Pulled it out, noticed that jug of milk, and y'all, it was down to like here, half the milk. It wasn't curdled, nothing, just gone. It was even evaporated without the lid on. With the lid on tight.
Oh my God.
It was the craziest thing.
I'm surprised it didn't blow up.
Yeah. We could kind of be like the Kelly show. The Regis, that used to be Regis and Kelly, and then it was Regis and, was it Regis and Mike?
No, it was
I like that. And now is the other guy Ryan or something?
Ryan Seacrest.
And didn't she quit?
No, she's there. I don't know. I don't watch it, but my parents watch it.
41. What is the common term for a UV radiation? Remember, what does the A stand for, estheticians? UV, is it burning or aging? I told you it was Kelly and Ryan. See that?
Oh, Kelly and
Ryan. My son's name is Ryan. All the Ryans in the world are really gorgeous people. They're so handsome.
Yeah, they are.
Got any Ryans out there? Aging. Very good. 42. What is the dermis? Oh, golly. Okay, so I'll tell you what the answers are. I'll give you the selection. Is it innermost, outermost, or support layer above epidermis? So is it innermost layer of the skin, outermost layer of the skin, or the support layer above the epidermis? Well, above the epidermis, there's nothing but air, okay? So is it innermost layer or outermost?
It's not layer below the epidermis. Could it be the layer below the epidermis?
It did. That's not an answer. That's not one of the answers. Is it innermost layer or outermost?
Oh, you're
nice.
So lucky.
Yes. See
She
there?
only gave you 2 choices.
That's
to choose
right.
from.
Well, that's what the darn review questions say. They like to trick these people. In a.
We'll make a song out of that.
Yeah.
In a.
Right. 43. What function do desmosomes perform? Ooh. It's a hard one. Remember, the desmosomes are in the stratum corneum at the top. And to keep those things from fluffing off and to keep those things as that toughest layer, they are binders in there. So they're little binders, all right? Oh, I like that, Jessica. That's cute with the little.
Oh.
All right. So what function do the desmosomes perform? Hold cells together. Yeah, always say it wrong. Bind cells together in corneum layer. All right. Okay, now Sam gets to, oh no, Sam was asking about the apocrine. What are eccrine glands? So we have the apocrine and the eccrine. The apocrine does not have a duct. The eccrine does. One is stinky and one regulates body temperature. So the answers, what are eccrine glands? Taste buds, goosebumps, salivary gland, or a sweat gland. Now that was easy for the state board. I know, girl, if we didn't have that eccrine gland, we would all just be burning up hot because we couldn't regulate our body temperature. Good job. Gosh, you can tell it's nearly 5 because the hair starts falling down out of the bobby pin. Okay, 45. What protein fiber is found in the dermis and gives skin its flexibility and firmness? What protein fiber is found in the dermis? Now, guess what? They actually give both answers.
Yeah.
Is it collagen or is it elastin? Now, I'm going to help y'all remember this because I think I told y'all yesterday, but it's one or the other. Okay, good job. We've got collagen rolling. Woohoo! It's collagen. Remember, elastin on the test equals elasticity. And collagen is flexibility. Firm. All right, I wrote it in the chat. So if you want, and I'm sorry for the spelling, it's elasticity. I'm typing too fast. So how tricky was that? Here you know everything you already know about collagen and elastin. You spent the time, you wrote your notes, you did all this, and you go to a dumb little ABCD question, and they make you feel like a fool.
Yep.
Okay? Don't feel like a fool. You're not a fool. You're smart. All right. Here we go. 46. What hormone stimulates cells? Oh, I can't read backwards. To reproduce and heal. 46. Now, this one we did not cover very much. I have to be honest. It was on the very first day. I did not do my repeat, repetition on this one. So you're not going to know it probably, but I'm going to give you I'm going to give you the choices. Is it dermal stimulant factor? Is it epidermal growth factor? Or is it integumentary regulatory factor? I'll say them again. Dermal stimulant factor, the DSF, dermal stimulant factor. Or B, epidermal growth factor, the EGF, epidermal growth factor, or the integumentary regulatory factor, the IRF.
I like everybody.
So on the first day, this is in your notes. If you took notes like you were supposed to, then you have got it in here. So that hormone is the epidermal growth factor. Okay. What is true of the epidermis? 47. Okay. This is another easy question. Is it outermost or innermost layer? That's it. The other two answers are ridiculous. You wouldn't even, I mean, they don't even make sense. I'm not even going to bother telling you. It's outermost, so it's just a repeat. Dermis is innermost. Epidermis is outermost. Okay, this one's going to be a hard one, I think. Woo-hoo-hoo, number 48. I know, Jessica, me too. Hey, think about me. I'm talking in a room by myself to y'all, and I can't even get to hear you. It's called a migraine. I had one yesterday, so I understand. Mine has been like pressure from stress pressure. Yeah, brain pain. Yeah, that's why I didn't make y'all write it. I thought I was being kind of nice. Okay, 48. What performs the function of stimulating the cells, the collagen, and the amino acid that form proteins? What gets in there and triggers those guys? I've used the word stimulate the cells over and over again. I've talked about stimulating collagen and elastin. We've got to make these guys really respond to us. So I'm going to give you the answer. I'm going to tell you what they put on here. Is it A, epidermal blasts, B, dermoblasts, C, elastoblasts, or D, fibroblasts? So remember that collagen, that elastin, we got to go in there. We got to initiate these guys. Get those people to get up. It's like get off that sofa and go exercise. Get off that sofa and just walk for 30 minutes. And so we got to initiate that so we can, good. So fibroblasts. Oh, you do really need to do that, Jessica. Yeah. My girlfriend had it real bad too for so long, and she took a drug called her doctor, I mean, it was just because it puts people in bed. Bad migraines put people to bed. You have to draw the shade. I mean, I know a lot of people that suffer with that. It's no fun. Okay, 49. What term do clients commonly use when referring to a follicle? So in other words, what's another term for the follicle? Remember I said we use it interchangeably? Nice. Good job. Man, y'all are just so darn good. Perfection. Okay, number 50. The answer was poor. Number 50. What comprises about 50 to 70% of the skin? Okay. Is it lymph? Is it water? Is it oil? Or is it pus? Please don't answer pus because pus would be infection. We don't have 50 to 70% of the skin running around with infection. It's either lymph, water, and oil. I'm sorry I didn't cover this one with you, but hopefully y'all know. Perfect. Water. Maybe I did cover it. I don't know. I don't remember. 51. What causes the body to produce its own vitamin D? In other words, we have something natural that will occur and produce the vitamin D if we do something. What is that? One of the answers, believe it or not, is drinking orange juice. And one of the answers is drinking a liter of water, but that's not the answers. Good. Now, one of the answers is exposure to heat. And then the other answer is exposure to sun. Don't be, my son, I don't know if some of you got a little bit of ADHD or just a little bit hyper, or you just rush. That's what he does. He's not really ADHD. I feel like he could be, but he's not. But he rushes, and I guess he gets that from me, but he rushes right? Sherry's laughing at me. But he rushes on everything. And so I could see him just putting heat, thinking, oh, well, it's mom, the sun gives you heat, you know. So don't rush on these test questions. Read it thoroughly, okay? Wendy's wise words. Okay, 52. What is not one of the 6 primary functions of the skin? We did not cover this. This is covered in a different chapter. Is it heat regulation? Is it sensation, absorption, or reflection? The answer is reflection. That's another chapter. 53. Oh, I wonder if y'all remember this. This was yesterday afternoon. It was at the end of the day. You were exhausted. Tyrosinase. Tell me about that. What function does that form? I'm going to give you 2 answers, and you're going to pick from one of them. Does it stimulate melanocytes and produce melanin? Or does it trigger hyperproduction of cells?
I got the answer already.
Perfect. Nice.
Good going, Taylor.
Nice.
C.
Taylor
Marina
C.
F. I don't know what number 1 was.
I don't either. Okay, 54. I think she meant first one. Yeah. 54. What is the other type of melanin that the body produces besides eumelanin? Remember, eumelanin is responsible for the black and the brown pigment. So there's another one that's responsible for the yellow and the blonde pigment. Ah, yes, you do. I'm going to give y'all one more, and then we're going to stop for the day, and I'll let y'all start logging out. So I'm going to give you one more. Here we go. Pheomelin, perfect. All right, here we go. 55. How many times thicker than the epidermis is the dermis, approximately? I don't know if I gave this one to you. That's why I wanted to make sure I got this one to you before we stopped. So if no one answers it, then I'm going to give you all the answer. I'm going to let you guess. Is it A, 25 times thicker than the epidermis? B, 50 times thicker? 75 times thicker? Or 100? So, what you want to think of, let me get a piece of paper.
The choices are 25, 50, 75, or 100.
See this, my little, oh, can y'all see my drawing? Let me put some more paper behind it. So this right here is the epidermis. It's thin, and it's got those 5 layers. And then all of this right here is dermis. And then we have the fat layer right here. If we were to break this up into quarters, what would the answer be? Perfect, 25%. So it's only 25%. So does that kind of make sense? Hopefully y'all can remember the answer that way. If not,
no, the dermis is what, 50%?
The answer is 25% thicker.
Oh,
yeah. The questions were worded wrong. Don't you agree?
Yeah,
a little wonky.
Wonky.
Okay, so it's 54 minutes. So all of you, I don't think we have any boys online today. So all of you ladies can start logging out. Don't forget to turn things in by 5 and send it. Yeah, isn't the question weird, Sam? Yes. Send it to bbsdistancelearning@gmail.com. And this is the end of the day with me today. And we will continue. And tomorrow is Friday. Do I have to say it again? It's Friday. So, hey, Wendy, can you send dates for school in hair cutting? Yes, I can. Let me do that now. June 2nd starts first week cutting, South location. At least come one full week. If you can come back-to-back weeks, that's even better. Let's see, April, can y'all help me remember everything we're turning in today? The little test that Katie sent out gosh, did she send that out at 1 o'clock today? Let's see. My brain is kind of fried. I'm sorry. And then let's see, May. Let me look at these dates for the North School. Hold that question right there, April. June, okay, 16th. June 16th at the North Campus. Remember, those are Tuesdays. There's no Monday attendance. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Herminia. Very, very good. Thank you. April, look there in the chat while I type a couple more things. June 16th, North Campus haircutting, Tuesday. And it's 2 weeks. At least you can't come the second week. If you haven't done the first week, there's no reason to come the second week of haircutting. Okay. So no Mondays on physical attendance in the building. Okay. No Mondays on physical attendance. So if you're physically attending that particular week, it's Tuesday through Friday. If you're distance learning, it's Monday through Friday. We're trying to make sure y'all get, those of you on distance learning, get 32 hours that way, or you come to the building and you're getting 8 hours. So it's 4 days a week. That's why that is. So does that make sense? Great, Monica. We look forward to seeing you. And picking up your stuff, we can get your thumbprint and all that good stuff. Let's see, what else? What else do we? Oh, don't forget tomorrow your project for 2 clock hours is due by 5 o'clock. If you want that, I think everyone knows that. You simply take a picture of it and send it to the BBS Distance Learning, and you'll get a couple of extra hours for that. So if you want to participate that. Good, Connie. I'm glad. Now, Connie, you have not been through any hair cutting yet. I can't remember, or was that your last week and we were getting ready to transition to hair cutting? Or are you just going to retake it and do it again? I can't remember. So see, Sherry, right here, what I'll be doing is I'll be hitting that.
Yes.
So
you unplug.
One time I hit something else and that caused, I probably hit that accidentally. And so did Molly. And so did Jeremy. And when we hit that button, retaking. Okay. And Connie, do you need more mannequins? Lauren, I'm going to have my daughter Lauren do it too. So I have plenty of mannequins. I just want to make sure that I'm prepared for you. So it made us lose the whole live. And that by doing that button.
I've got to be able to do this, and I think I just have to charge this battery, but I don't remember.
Okay, great, Connie. Perfect. Okay, so it's 58 minutes right now. I'll stay on for 2 more minutes. I'm going to silence the mic. Oh, April, did I finish answering you? Oh yeah, it was the 2 YouTubes and then the little test. The YouTubes are kind of short, April. They are like, one is 9 minutes, one is 16 minutes, and you're taking sketch. If you'll read the assignment that went to your email, it tells you to do some sketching. A lot of the girls went on and on about it today and really enjoyed it. So I hope that you will too, and that you can check those out because they said it really did. I'm so glad to hear it. It really helped, and I'm real happy about that. Okay, it is 59.25 seconds. And get those things in, work on your project for the 2 extra hours if you can. And y'all have an awesome beginning to the evening. I'm going to go ahead and log off and end this stream now. Oh, perfect. Glad to hear that, April. Okay, good night, everybody. And then see, are you sure you want to end? You have to end. Okay, so